Never. Second eyes
Canada. What's with Canada? We got great big cities, but a lot of trees and rocks. Yeah, the winter's cold.
Welcome to the channel. I'm Gerald, and this is Trekking with Taz. On this hike, we go into Kiwa Glacier, but this is less of a trek and more about a test of resilience. Our trek-in started with 12 kilometers of old logging road from the 80s. Sounds good when you say it fast, but it was actually a gauntlet of alders that was so dense it was crawling time quite a bit of the time. There are several creek crossings along that old logging road, most of them inconsequential, but one of which turned us back one time as we were trying to get in, as it was more of a roaring river coming down the mountain with waterfalls than it was a creek. This is our third trek in there, one for recon, one when we were trying to get in and were turned back. So it hasn't been easy to make it in there. After you've had enough of the gauntlet of alders, you get to turn down through the bush and pick a way down to Kiwa Creek, which is more like Kiwa River. And the way down there wasn't pleasant either. There was no easy route through the trees. Fortunately, it wasn't that long, but it was not easy. There was lots of blowdown and, I guess, wash into big piles of scrap from over the winter in the spring thaw. When we got to the Kiwa, to say it was more like a river, well, you will see in some of the pictures in the video, we made several attempts to try and cross. At one point, I was scouting out a place to cross when the bank gave way and I went down into the creek, if we can call it that, and I was in water up to my waist without touching bottom, just holding on to the bank, and Mark had to help me out of there. So it wasn't like a creek like you have in your mind, at least at this time of year with the amount of water flow that was coming down. You will see the crossing we did eventually take. Although it was fairly deep and fast, it was doable. Once we got across, we thought, yeah, we got her made from here. This is no big deal. Well, from there was probably 4 kilometers of swamp. There was an old ATV trail through part of it, which we walked down where the water was up to our knees the whole way. But it was easier than crossing the swamp. So there was no easy going here. Once we got through the swamp, there was a nice gravel hill, a moraine to climb up over. And there in front of us was a beautiful Kiwa Lake and Kiwa Glacier. And it was certainly stunning to see, but she was a tough go to get there. Let's have a look at it. Well, here's how many of our hikes have gone. Start with a flat tire. If you're gonna beat around as much as we do, I guess you're a little hard on your equipment. And I think we've had 3 or 4 flats in the last year. So here we go. 6 o'clock in the morning. This is how we start our day. Just gonna start our trek to see if we can get into Kiwa Glacier. Hard to say whether it's a possibility or not, but we're off. This is what Kiwa Creek looks like. The head end of the valley, some 14 kilometers from here, we'll have to cross it. Hopefully it's got less water than this. This is the gauntlet that we're going to have to go through for the next 10 kilometers or so. Well, this was boiling last time. There's no way we could cross it, but it looks doable today. It's our lucky day. So Mark's going to go first here, test it out, see how bad it is. Looks pretty decent. Okay, we'll just carry on doing our thing. Biggest issue, there was some loose rocks in there, but Other than that, it was good. We've definitely encountered an obstacle. This water is a good foot higher. It may be a foot and a half higher than it was last time. And it's deeper than you think, and it's pretty fast. So, not sure. Mark's just having a little look around with the waterfall above. It's not looking good for going on. This is going to be interesting for me. I can't step as far as you. Well, we finally got into some open after 10 kilometers. Alder swale, thick alder swale and creek crossing. We got to this spot where you can finally see something. We got here on our recon, but on our second trip when we tried to get to the back, we couldn't get across the creek at 6 kilometers. So hopefully it's a little easier going, but we don't look it. We haven't been this far, so we don't know what we're up against. We've bushwhacked our way down to the Kiwa. Whew. At some point we'll have to cross, but not now. We're going to just keep bushwhacking along it for the time being. Not sure how this is going to go. We'll see. We're wandering along the Kiwa. I wouldn't say wandering, we're bushwhacking, and it is bushwhacking. It's fairly pretty when it opens up. Not sure how the rest of this is going to go. It isn't easy at all, but we'll see. You know, this is the idea of what the new stuff's like. We're going through the swamps. We're going to head down that way, but we got to follow these swamps down. Nothing easy about this trek, that's for sure. Guessing that those glaciers up there are all part of the Kiwa Glacier, and the lake should be at the bottom of that timber there. So we're closing in on it. But she is a rugged trek through here. Bushwhacking, swamp dogging, nothing fun so far. And we're gonna have to cross this here shortly, so not for the faint of heart. Walked over to this bank just to have a look and see if there was a place to cross here, and that piece of bank that looks gone there, that went out from underneath me. I had my pack on, I never did feel the bottom. I grabbed the short and Mark come and helped me get out. Don't know how deep it was. I was over my waist and wasn't touching the bottom. My feet were floating away a bit, but we got out of it. Yeah, I'm gonna try and cross here after falling in down there. Let's see how deep this is. See if we can get across it safely. Hard to say. Hard to say. A little force there. I'm going to try down a little further maybe. Trying another hand across in here. See how it goes. Not so good.
That's extremely deep right there.
Waist temp number 37.
her right there.
Yeah, I'm more concerned over there. Okay, you got out to that gravel bar. Just got to get across over there. Okay, see what he finds up there. Yeah, looks like he made it. Guess it's my turn. Well, we were across that water all right. That was borderline sketch. Now we're making our headway. Not recommending the average person think about coming in here at all. She's been a tough go right from the beginning. We'll see what the rest's like. A little example of what the trek in here is like. Had a few kilometers of that now. Yeah, along with the river crossing. So yeah, it's not a walk in the park here. This is all about navigating 2 kilometers of swamp, at least. Oh. Just gonna have a little snack. You can see that's where we're headed. I don't know, kilometer and a half maybe, I don't know, but these are long kilometers in the swamp. Very long, eh, Mark?
Very long.
Yeah. Closing in on our destination. Whew. Apparently we will make it. Follow the river up to the lake. That's the river we crossed, oh, hour and a half ago or so. So we are getting close. After 18 kilometers of literal hell, we are arriving at Kiwa. Kiwa Lake, Kiwa Glacier, and all the bergs. Wow. Look at that. Not easy to get to at all, but here we are. This plan started probably 7 or 8 years ago. Talked to a lot of people about it. Nobody was interested, but Mark and I met up. He'd been looking at the same area, so we've been in with a vehicle, finding road on a recon, walked in 10 kilometers of recon, tried to come in here one other time, and the river or the creeks were blowing out, which wasn't safe, so we left. But here we are today. Third time's the charm. What a disappointment to come into this beautiful glacial lake, this glaciated area, pristine place, and see this garbage. Now this stuff was obviously not brought in by hikers because they couldn't pack it. So Who knows how it got here, but it should, I don't know, it's disgusting. We've been here for a few minutes now, I don't know, 10 or so. So we're just kind of hunkering down here. The wind coming off the lake's kind of cool, but that's okay after that hot day. And we'll set up camp here in a bit. We're not in a panic. There's no hurry. This is a river running out of the lake. It's got some speed to it, some current. I'm wondering if you can cross it here and go up on the ridge on the other side, but not a chance. No chance that I'm going to try it anyway. Unless we get some spectacular looking things going on. We're just having tea after supper. It was a really good day, like hard but good. Got our tent set up over there. Mark's just in behind the tree. We've got quite a wind coming down this lake. You can see all the bergs, though, they're pretty cool. A little dirty, some of them, but pretty cool nonetheless. So with that, I'll say goodnight unless something comes along that I need to video. Good morning. It's day 2 for us. We're just going to do a little exploring in the area today. Take it fairly easy after our tough day yesterday. And so come along with us and see what we see today. Morning, day 2. It was really smoky last night. Still a little bit smoky today, but not too bad. Middle of the night, Mark had a porcupine, I don't know, trying to find something to chew on his tent or whatever. Not the kind of place you kind of expect to see a porcupine, but a little commotion to get him out of here and gone. Ooh, time to have a tea and some breakfast. And I think we'll climb up on that ridge somewhere and see what we can see from up there. Before the wind messes up the water and stuff, thought I'd get up on a bit of a ridge here and just have a little around. Kind of a unique place. Sandy little beach, moonscape all around. A little different. Not quite what I expected, I guess. Good morning. There's some porcupine quills stuck in Mark's tent. Tried to climb right in with them. I guess it was cold. Yeah. We're just getting ready to go for a hike. We're going to go up on the ridge, but the sun has come up on the glacier. Looks pretty nice right now. Hopefully we have a bit of a clear day for pictures. We're going to get up on that ridge. I don't know where we're going to go from there, but we'll see. Beauty though. Nice. The sun is really hitting the glacier now. So before we get up on the ridge line, and in case the sun goes away, we'll just get a little more video here. Looking pretty neat. Moving along here in the sun on this sandy beach. You see, it's pretty interesting. It's kind of a one-of-a-kind place. Climbed up a little bit from camp here. See a different view of the glacier and the ice flows. Tents down there. Been bushwhacking our way up in the tent, trying to get up on a big ledge that's up there. Most of it's been pretty tough going, but we go back into the timber here, things a little better. Far from being curated, but
Got an open flat in here. It's the easiest going we've had so far, so we'll take it. We've bushwhacked into a little meadow here. Bit of a reprieve. Oh, the bows are up quite a ways now. I'm hoping to get a really good view of the glacier from up in here somewhere.
Not the glacier yet, just the lake.
It's the lake. We'll look at what we can look at for now. Yeah. Heading on further, we'll find a place to see better. Look at them waterfalls on the other side. This is how deep this stuff is here. Mark even disappears from sight in this stuff. Funny. Okay, just crossing over. There it is. Whew. Tents down there. The glacier up there. We have to get past this, and then we're going to find a green stretch to get down, and then follow the lake shore. I think that's how we had it figured anyway. We worked our way further up. Now we're popping out on the ridge. Oh, look at that. Whew. Hoo hoo hoo. Nice. We're following what appears to be a caribou trail. We've seen caribou droppings on it, so it's made it a little easier. Nice. Just hopping out of the bush again. That's our view. Lighting isn't perfect, but whew, still looks pretty impressive. Wow. We are quite a ways further on, but we've met a bit of an impasse. I'm not sure how we're going to get down. Or we look like maybe ahead we could get down, but we can't get ahead, so it's just going to be ugly, 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 ugly. We are backtracking, trying to find another way down or go back down the way that we come up. But this is the best going we've had in, I don't know, last hour probably, so we'll take it. You see that white slash on that tree up there? We went past it, over to that slide. It's coming down, and we thought we were going to come down it, but it was very nasty and very dangerous, so we carried on for a ways, thought maybe on the other side, and then it got bad too, so we've come all the way back, and we're back here. It wasn't worth the trouble. It's worth getting hurt over. Sun come up, makes all of those bergs glisten, even the dirty ones.
Make it to the riverhead and go crashing down there. The mouth is right there. Yeah.
It's the first iceberg that we've seen floating.
It might get snagged up in the shallow stuff. Let's see.
Moving pretty fast, shows you how much current there is even in that lake. Yeah, I think it's gonna come too close to shore, and then that'll be the end of it.
Oh, the log over there.
Yeah.
Unless it goes right. Maybe it could. Gerald's going in.
Ask me how cold it is.
How cold?
Just right.
Has
to be just right. Woo.
It's pretty far.
What? Can I get up on here? That's the next step.
Yeah, he's up. He did it. He survived. Coming back is not going to be fun.
Whew, it's going to be wet and cold. I'm kind of thinking I might just have to dive in.
I wouldn't. It's not that deep.
Oh, it's pretty deep. Here on me. I don't know that I can get down in there and get my feet on the ground without going under.
Go on your butt. Slide down on your butt. That's safer.
Ooh. Yeah. We did her.
You did her.
Okay.
Mark is going to go out and do his laundry. Cold water wash. A little taller than me, he's going to try and make it to the berg.
Very cold.
I did get a chance to zoom it in, so you're going to have to crop the pictures. The sun out a little bit, everything's got a little bluer. A lot of the ice flows have picked up some blue color. A lot of dirty ones too, but pretty neat. And I will attest to the fact that the water is slightly above zero, maybe. We were kind of wondering if there was a possibility of crossing the river anywhere here to do a little exploration on the other side, but there is little doubt it's not fit for humans, and we don't see anything further on down the line that looks any better either. A bit of a storm has blown in, some thunder and lightning. We're just hunkering down for a while. Wait for the storm to pass. Taking a little walk about the lower part of the lake. We'll see what it's like getting around. Have a little look at these ice flows up close and personal. We've come around the lake a little ways. You can see our tents back over there. She's just plain thick along here. There's no real good place to walk here. And the ice flows have all moved closer, and you can see way more of the lake. It's really nice tonight. Mark's thinking of swimming out to the big one in the back there because he thinks it's pretty. I'm trying to talk him out of it, but I don't know. Very, very nice tonight. It's the middle of the night. A wicked thunderstorm coming through. Let's see if we can catch a little bit of it on the GoPro. I went outside and it was flashing over the mountain behind us, but lighting up the peaks, but not our valley. It pretty loud and some pretty bright flashes up there for sure. Now the rain's going to come for a bit. Sign off here. Yeah, a little bit hard to sleep.
don't know if you can see them lightning flashes, but got a the thunderstorm rolled in. He's fairly loud out there. That going pretty good through the valley.
Good morning. Today is day 3, going home day. Today will be a severe test. Can we make it out of here or not? There won't be a ton of video as it was just hard going the whole way. We left camp at 6:30 in the morning and we got to the truck at 1:30 in the morning. To say I was tired would be an understatement. My legs were totally gone. I could barely stand up. My whole body was vibrating. I was without anything anymore. When we got to the creek, the water was up 2 feet and there was just no way we could cross, so we had to bushwhack our way down the west side of the creek. I've never done anything tougher than this at anything. This was exhausting beyond exhausting. We survived it and we get to talk about it, but there was no fun to be had today. Let's look at what little video I have.
3. It was a pretty nasty night last night. And it doesn't look real pretty this morning either. It's about 5:30. Don't think we'll be doing any swimming this morning. Wow. Well, it's about almost 6 o'clock. We've had breakfast and I think we're going to get packed up and try and beat some of this storm out of here if we can. It's time to pull the tents down and start our 18-kilometer trek out of here. Okay, try that again in case that didn't work. Battery went dead. 6:30 in the morning. We're packed up and we're ready for our 18 kilometers of hell. We got about 2 or so kilometers of swamp to walk through, and then we got to go up through the bush and try and find that old road, which is, I don't know, we got about 14 kilometers of a gauntlet of alders to push through, but we made it here. We'll make it back. Okay, we've come down the valley probably 3/4 of a kilometer already in just a short time. We found the old quad trail that when you could come in with quads 20 or 30 years ago, I guess. So that's going to save some time till we get to the swamp, and then the fun will begin. And you see where we come from back there at the glacier. We've got some mileage in now. Short order. We're certainly over a kilometer away now. You see, doesn't look as ominous anymore. Looks like we're gonna have a good day. Well, we just started wandering through the bush and we find more garbage. Barrels, propane tanks. Crazy. Huh. We've been ducking through this swamp now for a while. You can see where we come from. We haven't hit the worst of the swamp yet. We've managed to stay reasonably dry. Not perfect, but Not bad. But it's starting to get wetter and wetter. Very damp in here. Can't avoid it at all. In case you're wondering how much fun this is, all kinds of fun. Fun for everybody. About knee deep, the water. Just about at our river crossing now. That's where we left this morning. We've done at least a couple kilometers, maybe 2.5 kilometers of swamp. Now we're going to cross the river, and then there's some swamp on the other side, but we have another plan. Maybe we can head up in the timber and catch the road at the end of that clearing that you can see down there. Might be easier than walking through swamp for another hour or something. We'll see. This is some of the fun you get to be a part of if you were with us. Looks all deep, doesn't it? Yeah.
Unless you're gonna sink as a bucket.
Yeah. I think I gotta go around. Here's the plan now, is to try and circle this swamp and get back down there. It's getting pretty deep over there. Now it's not too bad. It's a new crossing. Too fast. Well, we tried a whole bunch of different spots to cross on the river, and it's up a good foot everywhere. Looked at all the options. One guy swim across and take a rope and then pull everything across. Next guy swim, and thought about all of that. And not sure that that's the right option. Something happens, there's nobody there to help the other person, so try and walk out on this side of the river. Don't know if it's doable, but we'll figure it out as we go. It hasn't all been pretty, but this here's kind of nice. We're about 2 kilometers from where we were. There's been some real serious bushwhacking, but we've had a couple 100 meters of decent going here, so we'll see if we can stay on that. Well, the head end of that valley is where we started today, and this is all zero trail over here on this side, but we are making headway. Had some bad stuff, and now we're having some pretty decent stuff. We're still making headway. It's slow. It's challenging, but we're getting there. Hopefully make it out by dark. Mountains at the back of the valley. We started up around the corner from that mountain this morning. It's been a long day. The second batch of these we've seen. Not sure what they're called, but they're sure bright.
There is no video after this. The exhaustion set in, and it was just move one foot in front of the other and try and keep going. I wouldn't suggest anybody try what we did, but I know there's some tough guys out there tough guys and gals that could do it for sure. That's the end of this one. Hopefully the next one we take you on can be a little more fun. Thanks for coming along.